All right. In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to the Sippi Girls podcast. Sippi Girls is about the adventures of outdoor sorority sisters,
encouraging women in Mississippi to push their limits.
Hey everyone, welcome back. And I am joined here with Mandy Logan.
Hey y'all.
And I, of course, am Ivana Williams. And we're just here to discuss with Mandy, why did she join Sippi Girls and, find out a little bit more about her. So, Mandy, why don't you start off and tell us why you decided to join Sippi Girls?
Well, I guess the first reason I joined Sippi Girls was I could back up to about a year ago. I saw you on the Armory, and I saw the Sippi Girls and what you guys were doing, and I thought to myself, that's me. Like, I want to do that, because I have a passion about hunting. And so my initial reason was just, to get out there and share my love for hunting, just like I saw y'all were sharing. And so that was initially why. But now I realize the bigger mission here is not just for what I can gain, it's what I can give to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why.
Well, that's good. That's good. So what is your background as far as hunting?
Background.
Fishing?
Well, I didn't grow up in a family of hunting and fishing, but my mother, I come from a broken family, but my dad, he was never like this outdoorsman at all. My mother was raised doing that sort of thing.
Okay.
And
which is unusual, for a mother to have that aspect, a part of, her personality,
Yeah. And not only was she a beautiful woman, she was a florist, and also she was a cheerleader in high school, so she's got this vivacious,
Now, you said she's watching, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, Mandy's mom.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, in case you're watching.
I could probably hear her if we were standing outside, but yeah, she's my number one cheerleader. And but yeah, growing up, I'm the oldest of 3 girls, and Mama wanted to teach us a little bit about it, so she took us fishing by herself. I mean, we would go down to the reservoir and go fishing, and I remember catching a huge catfish, and I thought, I could do this all the time.
Yeah.
I'm so good at it. But no, it was because my mother was there helping me. And I remember watching my mother doing target practice in the front yard with her bow and arrow, and we were just like, what is going on? My daddy wasn't out there, being a part of any of that.
Yeah. But
we didn't think anything different of my daddy because of it. We just knew Mama loved it.
Yeah.
And so, but I was still a Pearl girl, in the city. I never rode 4-wheelers, wasn't out in the woods, but I did love to be outside with all my friends. And I was the little girl that would watch for all my friends riding their bikes so I could go outside. And I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
Evidently, that was somebody sending you a star on Facebook.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
So every time somebody sends you a star.
99 cent, actually.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah. So every time you send a star, it kind of helps us continue the production process. And, Danny's been so great with, he's the producer here, and he's just been awesome. So it does help out us being able to do some more production or podcast and other events that we try to do. But that's so interesting. And, we had talked at the extravaganza or afterwards. And it was funny because, I knew your name kind of looked familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had gone to school with her sister. And it was pretty interesting. And what is she doing now? Just
Melody. She's a stay-home mom.
okay.
Right now. She's got a little one. So, and they just bought a house. I was just telling him, they bought a new house and moved it, and it feels like you're still moving, months later.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what keeps her busy right now. But she's looking to go back to work. She actually went to school just like I did. Thanks. That's another one. We she also went to school to do paralegal work, and that's what my background's in. For like 20 years, I was paralegal. Done with that, but
So what is your plans for your future? Do you want another job? Do you want to stay at home? I mean, what are you doing nowadays?
that's what he and I were talking about before you got here. Just that I have a passion to just pour into others and make a difference, and whatever that leads me to, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Whether it's creating, I used to do arts and crafts, making things and selling them, but I just feel like there's a bigger purpose for me. Still trying to figure that one out. But this is one of the things that has guided me, where I feel like what I've prayed for is kind of coming to fruition here.
Yeah. Well, you've been great. She's been doing all the Sippi girls, like any paperwork type stuff. She's been over that, and she's been doing really good. So we actually have an event coming up. It's called Sippi Girls Haunted Hollow. I know, it's spooky.
So excited.
And so at one of our podcasts, it'll be closer to the event, but we'll have some costumes.
Yes.
And I know me and Mandy had talked about this, how we can actually dress a little provocative for Halloween.
Tiny bit.
And we're going to quote Mean Girls here, but that's the one time a year you can get away with it. So we're going to dress up, have a little fun with it. But yeah, we have that event, and so you've been helping out getting those sponsor packets together.
Yes.
And we're gonna be sending those out. So if anybody does want to sponsor Haunted Hollow, we will have booths of first responders, just like I've been doing the past 5 years, except it's just at a new location. It's a little bit more to it than this year than just the trunk or treat. So it's a whole fall festival, and sponsorship will pay for the different first responders booths, along with other, advertising for that company and candy and all that.
For those that don't know, where is this going to be located?
It is going to be at the Muse Center in Pearl, and it's at Hines Community College campus in Rankin County, and it'll be October 27th and 28th, and we're going to have it from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So, so we're actually going to try to get some of the schools out there, like kindergarten, elementary schools across the Jackson area, and be able to have a whole fall festival at one location so they don't have to keep traveling different places. And they get plenty of candy and a little pumpkin to take home and get to go on a hayride. Yeah. So it's going to be fun.
Sign me up.
But she's been, like I said, she's been doing great with helping out with that event.
Yes. I'm excited about it, honestly, because I know that I went to the Troopers and Treats.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it was such a huge, great event. And I know as a mother, I felt this is perfect, for those, just because it just seems a little crazy kind of sending your child door to door these days.
Right.
And you don't know about different neighborhoods and that sort of thing. So doing something like this is really wonderful for those that are concerned with,
little safety issues.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So this will be the actual booths itself. If there's any vendors that want to participate as far as having something, their company up there so they can sell things, we will have booths for that. But majority of them are going to be just for first responders, and that's where those sponsorships comes in handy, because an agency can't pay for certain things, but a sponsor can come in and pay for them. So that's allows them to come out there and do little games. And this year, because it's going to be over 2 days, it is going to be spread out just a little bit more. So we will have like more games involved with the booths versus just passing out candy. So it'll be a lot more activity.
Are you going to have like jumpy houses for kids and stuff?
Yes, we're going to have jump houses. And we're working on and I can't remember what his name is, and I hate to say it. But I know it's Jason, but I can't think of his last name. He did the dogs and the fish thing right outside the Muse Center.
Yes.
And it was for the extravaganza. So I'm trying to get him to come up there.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
He was wonderful.
Yes, a big crowd pleaser. So we're excited to see kind of where it goes. But this is probably going to be the biggest biggest event. And next year we're hoping to do it even bigger. So we really wanted to design it after the ladies who've been doing mistletoe. And they've been doing a great job. But we want to do a little bit different. And we wanted to have a little bit more fall Halloween theme. So next year we'll have a masquerade.
Yes, that's what.
Yes, full blown masquerade, like ballroom, everything. Yes. I think Danny already has his costume in mind for next year. And we are having a costume contest this year, but it will be throughout the event, the 2 days. So next year we want to actually have like an adult time, 7 p.m. to midnight with a costume contest along with the masquerade. So every night we'll have an event, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun for everybody. And then during the day, the kids can come out and have a little treat with a fall festival.
And then Mom and Daddy can have a treat afterwards.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun for everyone. Yeah.
But no, I really appreciate you joining Sippi Girls, and especially joining the podcast. I think you have been a great asset to the organization, and I love your heart. I love how you want to see it succeed and grow. And but I just really want to say thank you for all that you've done, and
Well, thank you.
all that I hope you continue to do. So
You haven't run me off yet.
okay, good.
Yeah. It takes a lot.
Okay. Well, I did message her. I was like, "Tell me if I'm being pushy. Like,
No.
it's okay. Just tell me."
No.
But we're having our first social. So here's another thing about Sippi Girls a lot of people don't know. We not only try to create events to bring in, revenue so we can give back, and have more events so we can give back more, but we also, it's more like a social organization, a social club, and that's what that little skit is at the first of this podcast, saying that this is a sorority for outdoor women. And so we're going to have our first social.
Yes.
We're going to have it Thursday at the Armory, and it's going to be for just like a meet and greet for Sippi Girls members and their families, if anybody wants to bring anybody, because I know a lot of us have kids, and I don't want to exclude the kids if we don't have to.
Right.
And so are you bringing your daughter?
No.
No?
No. And not because I don't want her there.
Yeah.
I would love her to be there, but no, my baby, she loves to be home. She is
Okay.
a homebody baby.
Now, does she like the outdoors?
She loves it. Yes.
beautiful.
Yes. She is my little rock collector. She loves her dogs. We have 2 big labs, and so she loves being outdoors, and we love going to camp and taking the dogs with us
Okay.
and riding 4-wheelers.
So where's
and
your camp at?
It's in Lena.
Okay.
It's at Cold Bluff, right off of the Pearl River.
All right.
And we've been members there for about, I think, 5 years, something like that. And really, she has grown into loving to be outdoors with me a little bit more, I guess, because I'm more patient
Yeah.
to sit in the woods. And other than her daddy, like, he's patient, but and he'll tell you this too, I'm the hunter. I'm the one that keeps the freezer full, and he's the one that keeps the stands clean.
Okay.
That's what
All right.
he'll tell you. But yeah, she loves being outdoors, and wondering what I'm seeing in the woods, she'll text me, or
Now, does she go in her own stand, or are you guys together?
No, not yet. She's got her own gun, and we're trying to get her to love it more, and feel more confident with her gun. And we realized also that last year, and when we realized it, that she had a sight issue. And the way we realized is she was playing softball, and every time we were at home, she was making contact with the ball perfectly. But for some reason, every time she would get on the field, she would not make contact. And we had to pretty much push it out of her that she was like, well, I can't see the ball.
and you thought it was just, her not.
Yeah, we thought she just didn't enjoy it, didn't want to play, or whatever the case may be. We just didn't know what the issue was. And not only that, like when we would take her shoot her gun, we could tell she was just a little off, But she's a good shot. She's real patient, and takes her time, and she listens well, and so she's going to be a great hunter if that's what she wants to do.
Right.
But
Well, that's good.
yeah,
Have you got a special gun made up for her? I'm the gun person, so.
no, but we do need to do that.
Okay.
I want to do that. I
The
think
perfect
that'll make
Christmas
her.
gift.
Yes.
Make her feel more special. I know my my 10-year-old Titus, he got a gun for his birthday, and so I painted it up and made it special for him for his favorite color and all that. So he liked that.
That's so special.
It made it a little bit more personalized.
Well, yeah, and it's for Mama.
I'm reading some of the comments that Danny's going through. I see that somebody's asking about.
That's
well,
my sister.
Well, one
my
of them,
mom.
one of them was talking about a masquerade. So yes, it's actually. Oh, you saw the masquerade thing. we're going to have it a little more gothic. That's kind of the whole ideal behind it, is the fall and Halloween. But it'll be a shopping experience. But like, you got Canton Flea Market, and that's almost like the kickoff to holiday shopping. So, and that's in October.
Yes, it is. The first week.
Right.
Yeah.
So this will be next year. I plan on doing it maybe like 2 weeks before Halloween, because I don't want to try to even compete with Mistletoe, because they do such a good job and it is a fundraiser for them. So I want to try to eliminate any type of competition or anything like that. Besides, they are way out of our league right now. They are doing great things for their community, and so hopefully we can only be in their neighborhood one day. So
That's perfect to mirror from.
Well, they just have a great idea, great concept, and the ladies who are over there, they put in a lot of work, and so I want to, kind of mimic a little bit about what they do, and try to still have our own style, especially since we are outdoors women, and ours is more going to be, like Mistletoe. If anybody's ever been, it's more feminine boutiques that are there.
Right.
It's not very many manly boutiques, and so I want to kind of change that for the Haunted Hollow that we will be having every year, is have it more manly boutiques and then some feminine boutiques come in,
Yeah.
And I think that way it kind of doesn't, it's two different ideals and concepts, and it doesn't compete or interfere with either one,
Yeah. And football season. It's kicking
football
off.
season. So Danny, have you ever see any like comments? Because I'm trying to read, but also talking.
Yeah, because I definitely can't say I'm over here.
Yeah, 100%. We just have some banter back and forth between a couple of the fans here.
Okay.
I see that.
And a few people have sent stars, so thank you to those folks. And if anything else comes across, I will certainly bring it to your attention.
All right. Well, great. So I know that this is something that we were talking about earlier, and it is kind of embarrassing. So I can't.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So we were talking about earlier how I was doing a driving class, yesterday. So I do driving classes for teenage drivers, and then also like companies, corporations that have like a fleet or something like that. So yesterday I went out to Macomb and I was doing the class, and it was 105 degrees.
At least.
And,
Yes.
I had pants on. I was trying to look very professional, and some BDUs and like a button-up polo shirt and stuff like that. That was the wrong thing to do. It was awful. And so I was telling you that, like,
Don't be shy now.
I know. We're only live, so,
And, we're strong women.
Well, okay, so I'm almost 6 feet tall. I'm going to blame that. Okay.
Sure.
So I feel like I'm very manly. And I know I've already talked about this in another podcast where like I will get on the radio and talk really deep to try to make me sound cooler than just a little girl or something like that. But I really do feel like I have a little bit more masculine characteristics, just because I am taller, and, I feel like I'm a big bone, girl. But
What are you talking about?
Disagree.
I'm trying to like play this,
This one here.
do the introduction first, so I'm not so embarrassed.
You're not selling it.
Yeah. So I had this deodorant on, right? I mean, like, but it was because the other one almost ran out and I couldn't find it anyway. But so I had to get this new one, right? But I have to have like extra strength because I'm like 6 feet tall. So not that but didn't have
heat
it.
rises.
Yeah. Perfect. So I didn't have it on, and so I was around all these teenagers and then their parents later on. And I was just holding my arms down like this and trying not to look so obvious. And I finally just told one of the moms, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to look like I'm not interested in what you have to say. I just do not smell very, very well. And she's like, oh, well, who would at 105 degrees?
Right.
And I'm
It's
like,
so hot.
It's just because the horrible deodorant that I had.
I don't believe anybody's deodorant's holding up in this heat. This heat is a monster.
That's true. I had somebody send me, it was a little lewd picture. Not bad. It was like a meme, but it had I love the extra noise.
I do
It
too.
sounds so great. But yeah, it was a little meme, and he sent it to me. It was like all cops after their shift, and it had like, it showed them taking off their vest,
Yeah.
which after my shift, my vest is just drenched in sweat,
Oh, I
and the
bet.
undershirt, I don't, okay. So during summer, someone calls me stinky at work, by the way. And I don't
No
know.
way.
Yes, I don't know if he's watching it, but it's because during winter I don't sweat. Like I really don't sweat very often, and so it's very unusual for me to sweat a whole lot.
Wow.
So
Here I am. You know.
So during, I told him that one time. I was like, "Yeah, I don't change my undershirt like every day because we all for our uniform have the same undershirt and all that, and we have plenty. My
Yeah.
department gives me plenty. I just don't. I don't need to change it. That's probably. I hate that we're live right now. I can't believe I'm saying all of this. But anyway, that's where the story comes from. He calls me stinky at work. I don't actually stink, but that's what he says. That's gross and. Okay.
Not fair.
Yeah, well,
This is taking a turn.
Yeah, it is. But what I was saying about the meme is that it was just a funny meme about the heat and all that, and all the cops how they have to take off their vest and stuff, and how they will be like fanning themselves off and like a fan and all that. So anyway, I don't know how we went down that path.
That's a good point. Allison Schwartz brought up a good point. How the heck do you get the vest clean before the next shift?
Okay, maybe that's why I'm called stinky too. I don't know.
Oh my.
That's my sister.
So I have in my closet, like, you got the coats, the higher coat
Yeah.
rack,
Uh-huh.
and then you got the lower, well, some closets do, and then you got the lower one. Well, in my closet, it's walk-in closet, and I have like a big dresser, like it's 4 feet wide, and then it's just perfect counter height. And so that's where my duty belt goes, and then my vest, I'll hang it over the coat rack. And all on that side of the closet is like one side of that coat rack is like my uniforms where I hang up, and then the other side is where I put my vest. But that seems to work. You can't clean it. You can. I know a lot of guys will. Danny, you can't clean it.
I was wondering.
Just don't smell me like he's making gagging impressions. But you can't. Don't smell me when I first come home. Definitely don't do that.
Don't worry.
But some guys will spray it with like Febreze and stuff like that.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
can you spray something like that on it?
You can,
you
but
know, it reminds me of the commercial. It's like, now I smell like stinky flowers.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
yeah, no, it's not going to help anything. So I just hang it over the coat closet, and it seems to work. And then during the summer, back to the whole I'm named Stinky at work, is I will change my undershirts during summer, but I do. Danny doesn't believe me anymore.
Oh, well, I believe you.
Okay, good.
I
Yeah,
believe you.
I don't. Yeah.
Because I know, I mean, when you smell yourself, it's an issue. You're like, I know someone else can smell this.
Yeah, and then they're all like, "Oh, I didn't know anything about it." I'm like, "Oh, I hate that I even mentioned it now," but
Right.
I'm too honest.
I too.
I have a horrible. I think that's a horrible trait. Yeah, I don't know. It might not be, but Danny
I'm an
says no.
oversharer. I'm such an oversharer. I have to reel it back in a lot of times, you know,
I just
to a fault.
I have no filter,
Yeah.
and it's not It's not mean at all. It's just don't ask me if you don't want to know, because I will tell you.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm quiet I'm a quiet person, but whenever you say, "Hey, does this look good?" I'll,
Now, I don't know. I'll sugarcoat. I do sweet lies sometimes.
I'll just be,
You
well,
know. You know.
maybe you should wear something different. You look great, but you should maybe
you
wear,
should. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe wear something different.
Just suggestion.
So I see Brad Cooney saying, well, Stinky, it is going forward. I guess that's going to be my nickname for now on.
Oh no. My dad, I was talking to him the other day, and because he saw me at the extravaganza, and he said, well, you know, Ashley Jones, she's Deadeye. What's your nickname?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't have a nickname.
You got to.
Well, right. And I said, well, I was called Slick growing up by my grandmother because I would always hide. I was a hider. And I would just jump out and scare my papa to death.
Did you say slick?
Slick.
Ah.
But every one of my friends calls me Mandy Lou.
Oh, I
So
like
I was
that.
like Mandy Lou Slick Logan, I guess. I don't know. And I am really slick in the woods. So
that's
kind of,
good.
you know.
Well, what I was told is, so I'm learning a lot about production, and I know this is a podcast and I've learned a lot about this, but we also are doing a TV show and it's called Sippi Girls. So I'm having to learn a lot about what makes a good show. And we actually will start filming in October, and we'll start with our first episode, and we'll turn that into a sizzle. And I know it's exciting, a little nerve wracking,
Yeah.
but they told you, you know, you kind of have to have that. Everybody has a character, and that they play or, you know, are, but I think somebody came up with a nickname for me and I didn't really,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
no, it wasn't too bad. It was with, you know, law enforcement, but I think it was Code Blue, Ivana Code Blue Williams or something like that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay, but
There's
no,
a better one.
yeah, there's
And better than Stinky. You're definitely
Yeah,
not
that's-
Stinky.
she's okay. By the way, she did say she's like, oh, you smell so good today, and that's where that initial conversation started before we did the
Yeah.
live. And
You
I
look
was-
like you smell good.
well, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did take a shower today, so I feel accomplished.
Yeah.
Having kids at home and on a Sunday, and we've been cleaning the house. So
Yeah.
for me to take a shower and not have to have them screaming and fighting, at least for the 10 minutes I had to shower or however long, then
Yeah.
that was a decent shower.
Now, do
So
they
that's good.
help you clean?
Oh yeah.
Good.
They're not good at it.
All right. Well, that's not the goal, really.
They're not good at
When
it.
they're that
but-
young, just, you know, help out.
But the thing is, like, I usually try to clean up on Sundays, and then I will go back behind them when I have a chance and clean up some more and stuff. And then I will look under the couches and stuff, and I'm like, how in the world? Like, there's bags of chips
Yeah,
and
wrappers.
like Coke cans, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, did I ever do that growing up? Like, I feel like I was always clean, and I never did that. Maybe my mom
Well,
could say something different. I don't know.
Yeah. I just remember we couldn't really eat in our room, and there wasn't really snacks that we got, and there were snacks, but those were daddy snacks kind of thing. Well, there wasn't the endless snack cabinet like we have at my house. We have a pantry.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, we try and instill. We have, you know, one daughter, and I don't know about at your house, but I'm telling you, she is spoiled, and not because we want to, but it's just we just are able to.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to remind her, baby, everybody doesn't have this. You know, and you're lucky to be an only child because I'm the oldest of three. When we saw the bag of chips, we knew it was daddy's, but we knew maybe we can go in there and get us a few, and he wouldn't notice. He noticed it, you know,
Yeah.
but. No, we didn't have that sort of thing growing up.
No, I mean, my kids, I think they probably ate 12 times a day during summer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they survive at school, having just breakfast and lunch. And then when they come home, they're like starving again.
Right. Mainly starving every day. As soon as I pick her up, we're in the car rider line leaving. I'm starving, you know. And
Yeah, my son Titus, he did the same thing the other day. I was picking him up from a friend's house, and we only live maybe 5 miles away, maybe. Pick him up. He's like, "Oh, I'm dying of thirst," and I just had a Gatorade. It was like a berry flavored Gatorade, and he's like, can we stop at a gas station on the way home?" I'm like, "We live 5 minutes away. Like, you can wait until we get home to, you know." And he's like, "No, but I'm just dying." I was like, all right, here, have my Gatorade I just got, you know. Oh, I don't like that kind.
spoiled.
So yeah,
It's easy to do.
I can't believe it. So
These
it's
kids
just,
have so many options,
mm-hmm.
and we give it to them, you know.
I know.
But
I have, but I have 4.
yeah.
So mine, I feel, mate, this is a question for you guys out there. Do you ever have your oldest kind of help out a little bit with the youngest? And I know you said you're the oldest. So did you growing up have to help out with the younger ones?
Oh yeah, I was mini mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes I feel bad, you know, so I try to like break it up for my son. Like, he's almost 14, and I try to, like, if he wants to go to a friend's house, even though I might need him for something,
Yeah.
well then, you know, just let him go to a friend's house that time. And then like today, he's kind of helping out with the kids with his little siblings, and while we're doing the podcast, and he gets to watch them, and he's like, "Oh, but I wanted to hang out with my friend longer." I was like, "Yeah,
Oh.
but I needed you." And so I just didn't know that was a normal thing for most people to do.
Yeah, and it makes him feel like he's important,
Yeah.
feeling needed.
Oh, I doubt he cares about that.
Oh, well, that's true. Might be a woman thing.
But he did. He told one of his friends, and her name, and then his friend told his mama that, oh, did you know Brody's mom has a podcast, or his own podcast? And so Selena actually, she sent me a message not too long ago, and she's like, Brody told my son that you had a podcast, and he's just so proud of you. And so, yeah, he's my sweetheart.
Boys,
Mhm.
they're so sweet to their
Mhm.
mamas. My sister has 2 boys, and my other sister, she's got a little boy. And I'm so thankful I got little boys in my life, because they're so freaking sweet. I love it. Bailey, she's sweet too. She's my sweetheart, but it is something to see. Like, and is that the case with you, with your boys?
Well,
Do they compliment you or hang on to you? They don't call you stinky or anything.
they don't
do
call
they?
me stinky. No, they haven't. Well, not until they see this podcast. If they watch it,
Aw.
then they might start calling me stinky. I don't know, but no, my oldest, he's sweet. He's got a whole little personality of his own.
Yeah.
He's very comical, and he thinks he is just super funny. And then my 10-year-old, he is very athletic, and he wants to be the boss. And so, like, I'll tell him, I'm like, all right, you're the boss today. And he just, he takes it, like, he runs with it. Like, he's good at it, though. He doesn't take it to his head or anything, but he, like, really feels that, like, okay, I got to make sure everything's done right, And so I think he likes me saying, hey, you're the boss. And he feels accomplished whenever everything goes smoothly, whatever it is, like packing for the day or whatever it might be. But he, he's only my little baby when it comes to night. Then he likes me tickling his back. The rest of the time, he's kind of independent. He likes to be by himself.
Yeah. When things slow down, they want you.
Right. And then he has a little brother, my 9-year-old. His name's Ryder. And I know we haven't talked about, I haven't talked about my kids too much with the other podcasts. We've got into some other stuff, but it just has led this way.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Ryder, he's 9, and so it's kind of hard to have Titus and Ryder only a year apart. But Ryder acts like a baby, he's my baby, like he's the baby boy. So
Sweet.
yes, he's the sweetheart as far as he knows that he can come running to me and he kind of gets away with murder. And and then my daughter, she's her name's Akira.
Love Akira.
And she is 7. She's queen bee around the house. She has me wrapped around her finger. Like, I hate to say it, but she wants to play tumble. She's going to go play tumble. She wants to play sports, whatever she wants. That's with all of them, but as long as I can provide it for them, that's what I'm going to try to do. But yeah,
Does she keep the boys in line or try to?
She's a mess.
Yeah.
And I have a friend of mine that I talk to kind of quite often, and he's like, I don't think I've been on the phone with you one time and that little girl has not been crying or right by you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to date.
No. Well, it's funny because the other night when we were on the phone and I'd answered and I just heard just bam, bam, bam. And I said, are they destroying all your nice china?
Yeah. And that's something I have to do. Like,
that's so funny.
When I got on the phone with you, I was like, I can talk all you want. Just ignore all the crazy noise. You're like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then I don't think you realized how much, because I think I told you, oh, they're just fighting. They're not, nothing's broken yet, so it's okay. And you just, you laughed at me. So, but whenever you got 4, I think
you have to let it go wild. I'm sure.
You can't play referee all day long. It's not going to happen. I tried.
Yeah.
And the fourth one's the baby. She gets what she wants. But all the other ones, like, just go until something's broken or bleeding or like they're fine. I tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That probably is pretty bad. I don't know. You growing up with 2 other sisters, did you guys fight?
Yeah, not too bad. We
Mhm.
were actually pretty good to one another. We had our fights here and there. You would think 3 girls would be fighting a lot, but Allison or Melody might say differently here in a second. But
Well, I was watching at Ann Smith. So she said, "What do y'all think about the new record Alligator?"
oh yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, it was 800 and something pounds, like
Yes.
803, I think it was.
Yes.
And I know this sounds crazy. I'm not even hunting this year. Like Emma's going out and hunting, and she's showcasing what she's getting. And Emma, hopefully you get a really big one. I'm rooting for you. We all are. And I'm just a little. Yeah, it's fine. You can grab it.
Sorry.
She is Mandy's new to podcast, so.
I'm ready. Sorry.
Well, the Alligator was 804, I believe, and don't quote me on that. I'm sure Danny can look it up if he actually wanted to.
Just something like that.
It was like 14 feet and all that, and but I'm not hunting this year, and it's kind of like, even though I'm not, it's like, well, dang, we might as well just pack up our bags because it's like a competition. You know, who's going to get something bigger than that?
Well, and I was looking at that, and for some reason I kept thinking there's got to have been a bigger gator than that, but that gator is huge.
Yeah,
For Mississippi.
I mean, I just wonder how long that's been alive. That's what I wonder.
Right.
Because there was a couple of years ago that, and I don't know if it's rumor.
Mm-hmm.
It could be rumor, but supposedly,
What?
I found it hard to believe. But supposedly there was an alligator they got from the Mississippi River, and it had like it had Civil War little bullets in it.
I think that's true.
Is that you really
Yeah.
think that's true? It
I
had
think
it
it's
like in
true.
its stomach or something like that.
It had like dog tags in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
I saw something like that.
And I had somebody's helmet and all. No, I'm joking. I'm joking about that part. But I didn't know that was true. I thought that was just one of those like, rumor mills and
No, I think it's true. I mean, I would believe it because they're like.
Well, I just wonder how old this one is. That's 14 years old.
Yeah, I don't really know how you tell the age of one. Honestly, we'll have to ask
we need to ask wildlife
professionals.
fisheries and parks. Anybody out there with wildlife fisheries and parks that knows how you can tell how big an alligator is.
Look, let's figure that out. How do you tell the age of an alligator.
Danny's looking it up for us. But we did have somebody else that was asking, if we were going to do any type of archery, shooting, anything like that. I think Ann Smith might have asked the same thing. Are we going to teach anybody? So
that would be fun.
So
Yes.
roughly a 10-foot is 27 to 29 years old. 8 foot, 17 to 20 years, roughly.
Wow.
And I can't find, there's no new news about that new record because it was just yesterday. So there's nothing on there right now.
other than, on the wildlife fisheries and parks, I mean, it's just going to say what was on.
Yeah, last year was like 10 something on the reservoir. Let me see if I can dig a little deeper.
But yeah, that 14 one. But no, we do plan on doing some archery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I am opening Ivana Williams Armory, an actual like gun range.
Okay.
Hopefully soon. I know I got to move out of the place I'm at now by January. I don't know if I'll have that place ready by January, but that is the goal, is to incorporate Sippi Girls with my armory and have free classes for gun safety, along with if
Love
we can do
that.
archery and all that. I've never done archery, so I would have to go through that class myself.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never done that. Have
would
you
love
done
to.
archery?
A little bit about crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I haven't even done that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious to see what it's like.
Yeah.
But everything with hunting and fishing is all new to me, pretty much. I just like the adventure of it.
Yeah. I use a 270 rifle. That's what I
Okay.
use to hunt, and it's been a jam up gun. It's been a great gun.
But I like doing this live. There's
I do
people
too. I like the
that-
questions coming
yeah.
in.
Ann Smith said, we'll be doing some instructional courses on archery, fishing, or shooting.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
what
we were saying. I saw that from earlier.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What
So-
about pistol training? And that
yeah,
sort of
so
thing?
that's the
Do you do
plan.
that?
Well, I am not NRA certified or anything like that, so I would have to get certified in that. But the department I work for,
Yeah.
luckily I work with a whole bunch of people that have firearms and knows how to do that. And there's we have a pistol team, And so I've already had talked to one of the instructors on the pistol team, and he was asking, whenever you open your gun range, are you going to need instructors? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So hopefully I can hire some of my, I call them my guys,
Yeah.
hire some of my guys and that I work with to be the instructors for the gun range, just because I know that if you're at the department I'm at, one, it's very hard to even get in, but then if you've been there quite some time, then I can trust you, and I know that you're going to show up for work on time, and you're going to leave in a clean manner and all that, and you're going to be professional. So
Yeah.
the guy that I was talking to, I trust him 100%. So hopefully that'll work out, and we can have it up and running by January, February next year,
Okay.
and get some girls through there. And
Ooh, I would love that.
Mhm.
That would be incredible, because that's what the young girls need.
Right.
Because just like me growing up, other than my mother, she could have taught me, but she was running a flower shop and busy mama. And she actually had 2 jobs. She worked at night as well, and so moms are very busy,
Mhm.
And daddies too. Shout out to daddies. But, yeah, I think that would be perfect.
And, that's something that we started Sippi Girls, the concept we started last year at the extravaganza, and it was just ideal. And then it really kind of has changed and developed throughout this first year.
Yeah.
And I've been telling people the entire time that, it's a process. You've got to promote the company, the organization, and get people aware of what you're doing so you can even have people want to attend your event, And if I'm having somebody co-hunting with me, they're going to know how to shoot first, and I got to make sure they know how to shoot. So that's the first goal. Or the first goal was the public relations, building the brand, stuff like that. And then we will, once we get to have different camps or different hunts under, like, hey, we've vetted these places and these people, well, now we can start offering people to go to your camp or your hunting organization or whatever it might be. So at that point, we got to make sure that they know how to shoot.
Yeah.
So, and I know this was something that me and Ashley talked about last time. Not only are they going to know how to shoot, but just FYI, if you do have a young daughter or niece or granddaughter or whatever it might be that wants to join the organization or be a part of any type of hunting trip or adventure down the road, then just reach out to us at Sippi Girls on Facebook or sippygirls.org, and you can find out some more information. But that way we can get them lined up and teach them how to shoot. And then go from there.
Yeah. And we got to get you in the woods too.
Oh, I know. Last year I had somebody I was kind of talking to.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you don't even hunt. I was like, yeah, I know that. Like, I would love to, but I'm trying to build it. And if I can't do it, but you can, that's what I'm here for,
right.
So would I like to go on the hunts and all that? Absolutely, but it's not always about me. So, and getting out there and all that. Now, I'm not going to lie. If somebody sends us to Colorado, I might take that trip. I might be like, hang on, let me keep you here this time.
We'll be in the woods.
But just, in general, like going out in Mississippi, even though there's great parts of Mississippi for hunting, I have a full-time job, and then, of course, I'm trying to do this organization, have 4 kids, have the driving class, the armory. So it's not really, I don't have a whole lot of time for me to actually get to go hunt.
Yeah.
But that's why you signed up, and you said that you were trying to get your mom to possibly sign up one day. And then, I know that we've had hunts offered to us, and with every person that's a member, basically, like how it works. And if somebody says, hey, I've got a hunt for you, it's going to be in Missouri, it's going to be a mule deer hunt. We're going to provide the lodge and the food and all expenses. You just have to buy your tag and, hunting license, all that. So I'll say, how many slots do you have? And they'll say, okay, well, I've got 5 to 6 slots, depending on if they want their own room or not. So I'll put on our group message like, all right, I've got 5 or 6 slots available for, December, who wants to go? And then you guys just kind of select who wants to go. So that's a perk of being a member. It's an organization that you guys do volunteer. Everybody volunteers, and we're trying to get more opportunities to go out and volunteer. I know we have Shower Power that Ashley's mom is part of, and she wants us to go out there and volunteer. So
Yes,
hopefully
I'm excited to do that.
Mhm.
That's such a great organization. When she was telling us what they do and everything, I love that. And it's every Friday.
yes, every Friday they go to downtown Jackson, and it's grown. The two ladies that started it, it has just skyrocketed, and that's great. And so I really want to help out as much as we can
We should do that.
and do soup kitchen. I know they for January, I think they do the soup bowl.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want to. I want to be a part of that. So, I know I saw something about an AR. Somebody was asking about painting.
Yeah, somebody said that you had painted their AR and it's still holding up and they love it.
Okay, well, good. Yeah,
Shout
I always like to hear that. I actually have to go to the store later on today.
Cody Grant.
Cody Grant. Okay, well, thank you, Cody. Yeah, I have to go to the store later on today. I have a Louis Vuitton rifle, so it's going to be silver LV, like the logo, and then it's going to be pink. I know. I'm
I want
excited.
that.
I'm excited to see what that looks like. I have that one, and then I have like 2 camo guns I have to do.
Oh, fun.
It's very relaxing going up there and getting to kind of like have your artistic side
Yes.
decide where the pattern needs to go and what it needs to look like, especially if I get to do like a battle worn look to it. It's more creative. You know, I get to see where the different shades go and where I want to like kind of rough it up a little bit and take off some paint here and some paint there. So,
Yeah.
but most of the time, how I do these guns is by accident.
And it just turns out
Yeah.
beautiful, right?
So I had
that's art in itself.
Yes.
You know?
And so one of them was, and I was showing one of the other members, Megan, I was showing her how, like, one time I accidentally I had an American flag gun. It was almost done. And then there was some, like, flakes from a gold paint that was on the table, and I accidentally just dropped the grip a little bit. I was like, oh, no, it got in the gold, and I tried to wipe it off. And the other paint was still, like, a little wet, so it stuck to it. I'm like, because I would have had to start all the way over,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I started rubbing a little bit more. I was like, that looks great.
It's beautiful.
So I
at
went with
me.
it, and that's like
Huh.
my favorite. That's my favorite gun so far.
Well, look at there.
I know. So it shows you just accidents are meant to happen.
It
sometimes.
is. Yes. Beautiful accents.
Mhm.
Yeah. No accident.
How do, sorry to jump in here,
No,
but
go ahead.
there's been a few people asking about it. How, if somebody wants to sign up to be a Sippi Girl, how do they do that? Do they just go to sippigirl.org and hit sign up
Yes.
or join?
Yeah, I don't know if it's under join. I think it's just there's like a membership tab, but it's $120 for a whole year, and it's under sippygirls.org, and that membership pays for, well, of course you get it like a t-shirt with it and a decal and all that, but it also pays for the events that we are trying to put on. And then if we do give somebody, a hunt, well, they might not be able to pay to go to the hunt because, I mean, gas is outrageous right now. So it gives them, or it helps us give them that gas money or the lodging or whatever we might have to have, just in case the people that might have donated that hunt to us might not have that lodging. Well, that money for the membership pays for that. So it kind of, it's a lot. I mean, honestly, it's great. It's a great idea, concept, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've met you and some of the other ladies, and I only grew up with like 2 girlfriends,
Yeah.
and I was very shy, didn't like to talk to anybody. I mean, I hung out with all the guys because like I was just very sports, and I know one of my friends, Brandy, out of the 2, she's like, that they're all have crushes on you. I was like, no, they're just my friends.
Oh, no, they did.
Yeah,
They probably had a crush on
I
you.
was very, I was oblivious to it,
Yeah.
16, 17, 18, being a female, like I was just completely oblivious. I didn't even see boys. I just saw like I was going across country and going to school and thinking about my future and like, and just hanging out with my friends. But
So Coach Barnett.
yep, that
Yep.
was my coach. That was my track coach. And, something that he did whenever we would run and stuff after the practice, you would have to go up to him and shake his hand.
Yeah.
And
That was definitely a thing.
yes.
I did cross country for like maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, no, it was not for me. But my
Well,
sister, she was a cross country girl.
Yeah, I love
And I loved Coach Woody.
I love that. Well, I love the whole concept behind, coming up and shaking your hand.
Yeah.
And it's a little different. I mean, it taught you a little something, you know, like, yeah, you're a kid and all that, but
It taught
like,
respect.
yes, like what kid shakes hands, you know? And so with my job, I'm teaching,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of filling in for other instructors. And what I wanted to do is after we have our PT that morning or that afternoon or whatever it might be, I want them to come up and shake my hand. Just I wanted to carry on that tradition that he taught me. So
Well, there you go. I
was
love
looking forward to
that.
it.
He would
So-
be so proud to know that too.
well, hopefully if he's not watching, maybe one of his sons are, and they'll
oh yeah.
bring it back to him. So
Oh yeah.
but no, if you want to join, just go to sippygirls.org, look at the website and see how it is. But
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see it grow, you know?
I am too. And it is growing. It's growing. And not only that, all of the women that I have met so far, each one of us brings something unique and something special to Sippi Girls, you know, and what it is. It's just a beautiful family of all sorts of, just like you were talking about your children, they all have different personalities. They
Right.
all have different things to bring, you know.
And we all, like, it's so nice that we all get together and, you know, we can get together like we're Thursday, but I'm looking forward to meeting everybody all together to
Me
see
too.
how it is. But
Me too.
hopefully one day we'll have to rent out like the Trade Mart or something for a huge banquet of like all the members and their spouses or significant other or whoever they choose to bring. But and showcase what we've done throughout the year and then what we continue to do or we plan on do the next year and just have a whole little banquet. And
Like a little alumni.
yes.
I've got an idea.
What's that?
What about if all of the members of Sippi Girl
I know
were
where
to
this
meet
is
at
going.
one,
I know where this is going.
meet at one location and all do a cold plunge
You see,
together?
I
Yeah. Hey, I'm down. I'm such a hot
Well, no.
mess all the time, so I think I could handle it. I don't know though.
So I've already told Danny we are doing that. Once we get together, it'll be a team camaraderie type experience.
Yeah, it's team building. And
Team
I
building.
have a whole business surrounding it too. That's how much I believe in it. It's incredible.
It really is. And me and Ashley still talk about it. Ashley's been going over and doing it.
Yeah, she was over there yesterday.
Was she?
So,
And the day before, and the day before,
Yeah.
and the day before.
I love that.
yeah, so it really is. I did enjoy doing it. I did not like putting my hands in the water. I kind of, like I said, Danny, I wish we had a video of what you're looking like right now. We're going to do it again, and all of Sippi Girls members will do it again, too. We just got to
We'll need a
coordinate.
bigger box.
Yeah. Well, we'll coordinate and get it all together and set up, hopefully before
Yeah.
it starts getting cold. But since we're here in Mississippi, we got a few months.
Take
We got a
advantage.
few months. It might not be 105 out, but it'll still be warm enough.
So what?
So-
How did you feel afterwards? Like, what effects? Did you see some positive things, like
I felt
a
wide
rush
awake.
of energy?
You know, I
Uh-huh.
think it's supposed to be, help your endorphins, and endorphins give you energy. Is that right? At least that's from Legally Blonde movie.
The main thing about it that I really, really love, and this is something that people could grasp onto at any level of education. So it's what it does is that you're putting yourself into the fight or flight mode, right? You're putting yourself in a very, very difficult situation. And if you stay in there, you are going to feel incredible, and it's going to be really, really good for your mental and physical health. So there's a battle that's won when you get in and your body is saying, get out of here immediately, I'm going
Yeah.
to die. But when you can train yourself to be calm in that difficult situation, that calmness is then, once you get out, you're able to tap into that when difficult things arise in your life outside of the cold plunge, and you have the opportunity to become more at peace with your whole mind, body, and soul, just by forcing yourself to do that really, really hard thing. And when you do that as a team, as a group, it creates an incredible level of camaraderie within that group, because you're all doing something really, really difficult together, and it boosts the team 1,072
Yeah.
and 60 times. It's
It
incredible.
does. It really does, because like if Danny was not there, I mean, I had Ashley and that helped out too, because Danny was on the outside of it, and it's like I told him, I was like, no, I can't do this. He's like, no, you stay in there. And then Ashley's like, up to her neck, and I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Not saying that Ashley is not as tough as me, if not more, But
You're just feeding off that energy that she gives, and that
yeah.
y'all
So
could,
if I was like, she's not gonna outdo me. So like I was like, all right, I gotta stay. But she was all the way to her what is this? A neck? Yeah, she was to she was to her neck, and I was up there. I think I was just to like maybe top of my chest or something like that. If that.
You barely had your legs in. Come on, let's be honest here.
I know I did I had my hands
all 6
in,
feet of you, huh?
Maybe I should have got the the underarms in. Maybe that might have helped the stinky part a little bit. But I did. I hid that I put my hands up because it was so cold. It was ice on my hands. So, but
Definitely.
he's doing great with the production company and then the podcast, and then also with the cold plunge. He just got started doing that. So maybe you can collaborate with me as far as it is difficult to own a business. Do you not agree?
Yes, I have 3.
Okay, you see. Oh yeah. I forgot the restoration too. So it is. There's so many. It would be so easy just to quit. It really would. Like I mean, like not that I've thought about quitting, but I've thought about how easy it would be to quit. You know.
Yeah, of course, it would be easy to quit, but then you'd have to worry about the impending call that someone could call and say, "Hey, we're laying you off." When you own your own business, you don't have that. Now you have, difficult times when money is not flowing like a river, but you also know that everything that you put into that business, you're going to get out of it. So if you stick with it and you keep moving forward, you will be successful no matter what. And there's not going to be anybody that's sitting on top of you that's saying, "Hey, we're thinning out your department. We really need to let you go," and then you're left with nothing. No,
Yeah,
we're doing the work on the front end to ensure that we have income coming in no matter what, in good or bad times.
you're right. And so that's the reason why I don't quit. One, I do like to stay busy, and I like to network and talk to people, and it's like I can't say no to a sale.
Right.
Like I've been painting. I started out painting cups, and then now I've been doing guns and stuff. But every Christmas for the past like 10 years, I have been painting stuff Christmas Eve. And I keep telling myself every year, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stay open. And luckily last year was my first year open. Like, I have a store and have employees, and I hate to say it, but they did that. They were great at it. And, I have my manager, Lance. He is awesome. And he is kind of like me. He did not want to say no to a sale. And so he was up there Christmas Eve night. And then afterwards they ended up like, yes, we're, at 6:00 Christmas Eve, we're done, So they did great. They got all the guns out that they needed to get out and painted. And so far everybody's been thrilled with their paint job for their guns and the customer service up there. So that's been great. And so whenever I move, it's just going to be bigger and better. And, at my job, it's great if we get a raise, but it's never guaranteed. And so that's what the business is. It's I'm not going to wait around for my department to give me a raise. If they do, that's great, but I just I enjoy doing it, and it just expanded and it grew, and that's where it's at today. And with the driving stuff I do, it all pertains to my job, because I've had there's a lot of people that want to criticize, what I do, and not just me, but just in general. And say, "Oh, well, she's into everything. She does driving and Sippi girls."
We call those fans.
That is
Sometimes.
true. That is true.
Sometimes,
Your fans, sometimes they're your biggest fans.
Yeah.
Are only there.
I listened to the podcast before, and that's so true.
To see you fail.
Yeah.
But no, everything correlates with one another. Like I was taught how to shoot, and I'm going to open a range now, and I was taught how to drive for a living, and now I do driving lessons. And then the Sippi Girls itself was just for fun.
So really, everything that someone has poured into you, you've tried to pour to others.
Right. And so a lot of the department, a lot of people, when they retire, they're like, "Okay, I'm going to go to this job." And so that's what my businesses is my retirement. Like, I don't want to wait to do something that I want to do or make a little extra money. I don't want to have to wait 20, 25 years. I want to be able to build that business. So whenever I do retire, that can be my extra income or replace the income that I had lost with. Because, I mean, you don't get 100% all the time, you know, unless you just stay for, 40 years or something like that. But so that's what the plan is to have that for my kids whenever I retire or, leave this earth. And that's something for them to take on if they want to, or sell it or do whatever they want, But that's just me and, my life. And I want to stay busy and continue to succeed.
Building that legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I saw on Facebook, there was a guy in Brookhaven, I think.
Okay.
I think it's called the Cookie Man. Look this up, Danny. I don't want to make it's like the Cookie Trap.
Cookie Trap.
Look, it's in Brookhaven.
Cookie Trap.
And
that might pull up something.
It might
something else.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah. So he sells cookies. Yeah, it's the article right there. It says he's the Cookie Man. So this guy sells cookies out of his car and I believe it's in Brookhaven. But I think that's amazing. He was saying, he had a illness.
Yeah.
That really changed his life, and he almost died from it. And so he redirected, instead of just staying on disability and, living off the government or whatever assistance he has, he wanted to do more, and he started the cookie business. I was reading the article earlier today. It was saying that his mother-in-law wanted to open a bakery, and so she taught him everything he needed to know. And so he makes the cookies. He has his wife does all the marketing and production and all that, and then he has his kids on his shirt as the company logo and all
I
that.
like
So
that. Okay.
so I need to go next time I'm in Brookhaven. I'm gonna go try out these
try
cookies.
Gonna find them, huh?
Yeah, I think that was a great story.
Well, that's wonderful, because it's sometimes hardship brings on that passion that you didn't really know that you had, and that sounds like he did the right thing there.
Well, I know that we been on here an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. See, the time flies. So before we do get off, John Harris on my Facebook, he says, don't forget about the haunted houses. So right now, this year being the first year, we've changed direction and changed what we are doing. We would love a haunted house, but all those decorations are very costly. So unless we get somebody that just wants to donate all the decorations we would need,
we would need
then
them.
we won't be able to do the haunted house this year, but we do plan on doing it next year, unless we get a huge donation of those decorations. But we are going to get off of here. We thank everybody for all the stars.
Thank y'all for the stars.
It's been exciting, and thank you, Mandy, for coming on and what you do for Sippi Girls. And I can't wait to see what life brings your way in the future.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
All right,
I
thank
enjoyed
you.
this. Thank you.